Hello, Robert. How are you?
What's going on, Tom Holland?
How's things?
I'm things are good, man. We got a foot and a half of snow outside, so as well as they can be, I guess.
Nice. Where in the world are you?
I am in Colorado and trying to find a way to move to Los Angeles.
Nice. Okay. Good luck with that.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Okay, so one, love the Uncharted movie. I'm a huge fan of the Uncharted series. I actually started with four and then played one, two, and three after.
Yeah.
So the
Exactly what
movie
I did.
was amazing. You did that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nuts, man. So here's a question I have, right? Because since you stepped into the MCU, right, you've had roles like Devil All the Time and stuff like that, outside of like Spider-Man and so on. So with Uncharted, since this is like the first theatrical release after the Spider-Man franchise, at least for now, is essentially done. Are you gonna stick with like the whole action adventure thing, or are you gonna do like a breadth of different roles that require different, I guess, talents? I don't know how to describe that.
Uh, I am just always going to try and challenge myself with new things. You know, Nathan Drake playing this character has been a huge challenge for me because, it sort of fits into the category of this action adventure world, which Spider Man is very much a part of. But, I am very proud that I think this character is a huge departure from Peter Parker. But, I do have lots of other jobs coming up that are very, very different. I'm doing this sort of courtroom drama this year, which is a TV show for Apple. I have a few independent films that I'm working on and producing at the moment, which are really cool. So, I'm just trying to diversify my sort of taste in work. But at the heart of it, my favorite kind of movies to make are these big action movies.
Yeah, that's awesome because I'm a huge fan. So I have no doubt your career is just getting started.
Thanks,
But
buddy. I appreciate it.
yeah, man. So here's my next question: could Nathan Drake successfully break into the Avengers compound without getting caught?
Could he successfully break into the Avengers compound without getting caught? Uh, Yeah, I reckon he could. I mean, he is the world's greatest treasure hunter and thief, so I'm sure there is a vent somewhere that he could figure out how to crawl into. But I would wonder what would happen if he would run into Spider-Man. I would be intrigued to see how that would go.
Well, how would it go?
I don't know. That I'm not the writer. I'm just the actor.
That's fair enough. And I guess my last question: uh, in the next Uncharted movie, because I have no doubt there'll be a second one. If you could steal anything in the world, what would it be?
If Nathan Drake could steal anything in the world, what would it be? God, that's a massive question. And I'm not sure. I'm really not sure what it is. I think something that I would be really intrigued to explore would be ancient Egypt. I recently, as Tom Holland, have developed a massive intrigue into, that part of history. I've been watching all these documentaries on Disney Plus with, you know, all about the Great Pyramids and the tombs and these tomb raiders and stuff like that. I think there could be a really, really interesting story for Nate and Sully in and around Egypt. I also would love to go there. I've never been there, so it would be a nice excuse to get paid and to go on holiday all at the same time.
Yeah, man, I can't imagine very many circumstances where people are like, where they don't want to get paid to go to a place. Like literally, your job, Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg, is to go here, do some stuff, and get paid to do it, and then visit the
Absolutely.
area while you're there. Yeah,
It's
it'd be
living the
amazing.
dream.
But living the dream. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for your time. It's always a pleasure interviewing you. So yeah, thanks a lot, dude.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate it.
What's going on, Sophia? Okay, I'm sorry.
Hi.
I was waiting for them to say something. You look fantastic.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, so the character of Chloe Frazier. I'm a huge fan of the Uncharted series, by the way. So when I got the offer to do the press junket, I was like, absolutely, I love this series. So Chloe Frazier is described, and I paraphrase here, a darker and more ruthless version of Nathan Drake with like little hints of Indiana Jones. So my question is, what was it like reading about the character and then actually playing the character in the film?
Um, it was exciting, scary, because she is ruthless, and I want to portray that, right? But it's hard.
Yeah,
I'm not so ruthless,
yeah,
personally.
really.
I don't know. I definitely don't chase that No, that's a lie. I do chase after gold. I
Fair
love
enough.
gold things, gold necklaces, gold rings. Love it.
Fair enough. So the whole cast looked like it meshed incredibly well, right? I mean, just watching the movie, it looks like that, right? Like you see actors portraying roles, things like that, and there's a kind of chemistry that like just stands out, right? So I guess my question is one, um, what were like the best moments to film in terms of as much of the cast being together as possible? And then two, were there any pranks?
Um, were there any pranks? Yeah, there were some pranks. I think, yeah, there were pranks. Just little ones, like false starts, or if we were doing like stunts or something and something fell, like, yeah, false starts. I remember there was like a door scene, and it was gonna fall, and someone was standing underneath it. Tom, I believe, and like Mark pushed it over, and he did it too soon and like got him. That was funny. It's not funny when you have to like,
Yeah,
explain
you
them,
had to be
right?
there
Like
for it.
there
Yeah.
wasn't anyone's like, oh, we put Nutella all over his trailer and he thought he had someone came in and pooped everywhere, like we didn't do
Yeah,
anything like that. Like
that's fair. That's fair.
I wish we had.
Um,
Now that I say it out loud, should have done that. Would have been funny.
okay. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty short one, but yeah, thank you. Thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Robert. Nice to meet you.
Oh, hey, what's going on? Oh my
Hey,
God,
thanks.
that hair looks amazing.
Thanks so much. My stylist did it. She did it up.
It looks phenomenal. I absolutely love it. Um, what's going on?
But nothing much, hanging, chilling, a little bit of Ellen. What's
Awesome.
going on with
Awesome.
you?
Uh, about the same thing. Yeah, just chilling, just hanging out. Um, okay. So here's a question that I have, where I kind of have a whole bunch of questions, but I guess I'll keep it simple for the first one. What was your favorite scene to shoot? The most cliche question ever.
My favorite scene was the ending boat sequence. I guess you can even call that several different scenes kind of all put together, but it was a really fun sequence to try to like map out and put all together. Yeah, the boat battle.
Okay, so your character Braddock, right? Wow. All my lights just turned yellow.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Well, they're set on a timer, so they automatically do it. But your character Braddock is wholly new to the Uncharted franchise, right? Never appeared in a video game before.
Yes.
So you got Chloe Frazer,
Yeah.
you got Nathan Drake, you got Sully, all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So a lot of people know what to expect for those characters,
Mhm.
but they don't know exactly what to expect from your character.
Mhm.
So what can they expect?
They can expect hopefully someone that very easily can slide into these games and feel like a real part of this world. Um, I took a lot of inspiration from Nadine and Rafe within the games to sort of start to inform Braddock and find her. Um, uh, yeah, they can expect somebody who's ruthless, who's calculating, um, and due to that ruthlessness and cunning, she's a very scary woman that you definitely don't want to ever step in front of. Yeah, I hope that they accept her into this world. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, my last question here. Coming off of that, from what I've seen on social media, people are hyped about Braddock, and they really are drawing those comparisons with Nadine, right? So, what's it like looking at people's reactions to the character of Braddock and seeing people who were just excited?
It's such an honor because like I was so nervous stepping into this, like because I know that Uncharted has a huge fan base and like that, like like who knows if that, like I was like, oh my god, I hope they don't reject this character because it's not actually in the games, but it's very rewarding. It's like, oh, it really warms my heart and makes me feel good. And it's like, okay, well, hopefully I make them even proud further when they get to see it, and I hope they fall in love with her.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you giving me your time, but I got to bounce. But yeah, thank
No
you.
worries. Thank you so much, Robert. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.
You too. Mark Wahlberg, what's up, man?
What's up, bud? How are you?
Dude, I'm doing good, man. I'm a massive fan. I love the whole mustache.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it looks great. Loved Uncharted, right? Movie was absolutely phenomenal. So I guess like the basic question everybody starts off with, right? Like, what was your motivation for playing Sully in Uncharted?
Well, I aged out of playing Nathan Drake. I was originally attached to play Nate, and then cut to 13 years later, I was too old for that part. And I like the idea of playing Sully. It was cool, I'm kind of trying to age gracefully, and I embraced playing older characters. And here's the guy who is much smarter and experienced, and he's also the kind of guy you don't know which way he's going to go. He's untrustworthy. There was just a lot more room to play as opposed to me trying to be believable playing, a young kid who was naive and, green. So,
Yeah. Well, I have to ask this question because I'm afraid I might not have time. I've been a fan for years, man. Like for years. Like, was it the Big Hit? You and Lou Diamond Phillips and
oh yeah, Bokeem
Yeah.
Woodbine, everybody, yeah.
yeah, man, going way back. So, when are we going to see you in a Marvel movie? That's what I want to know.
No plans yet. I mean, you never know if the right role came around, but I'm certainly not looking to, put on a cape and a spandex suit just yet. I don't think I have quite the courage to do that just yet.
Okay. I really, really, really want to see that.
Oh.
And then the next thing is for people out there who aren't really familiar with Uncharted, the whole relationship between Sully and Nathan Drake is one of like a mentor / father figure, kind of thing. So how does that apply in this?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where Sully really is basically just trying to recruit somebody to help him achieve his objective, right? He's got one thing on his mind, and that's finding the gold. He doesn't care who he has to use or how he has to manipulate him to get to, to do what he wants. And then he slowly starts to really feel for Nate and just kind of have this kind of, he starts to bond with him. But there's great chemistry between the two of us. You don't know if Sully's going to just kind of use him like he's used everybody else. And then ultimately, even though they're butting heads the whole time, they ultimately become a team. And it's definitely earned in the film. It's not one of those things that just comes easy. He's a thorn in Sully's side, but Sully's got to use him to get to the goal. So it meant for a really fun and interesting dynamic between the two of us.
Yeah, I love that whole dynamic. So I guess what I would ask is like, what comes after this for like you and Uncharted and all that stuff?
It really depends. I think if audiences love the movie, I mean, the response has been great, but if they really love the movie and we can make one that's better than the first, then I'm certainly open to it, because it was smart how we kind of introduced these characters into the Uncharted world. They still kind of pretty early on in the Uncharted journey. So I think you have an opportunity to go in many different directions. So we kind of left a little bit of a tag there at the end. It could be El Dorado, and there's lots of different ways to go with it.
Yeah, and that kind of goes into my final question here. And I asked this for Tom Holland, asked him the same thing. If there's any one thing you could steal in the second Uncharted movie, regardless of where it is in the world, what would it be?
Oh God, that's a tough one. There's so many different options. And again, me being me, I've got to walk that fine line and say I wouldn't really steal anything. If we were able to recover something, we would donate it to a museum.
That works. Well, I appreciate your time, man. It's always awesome. This is so exciting for me. So yeah, thanks a lot, dude.
Yeah, thanks, bud. I appreciate it. Thank you.